Do you experience symptoms such as bloating, nausea, cramps, and eczema after consuming dairy? You could be lactose intolerant. Be free, lactose free with the milk, mass, and dairy snack from Nolac.
Made with love by Clover.
Happy Thursday and welcome back, South Africa. I'm so glad you're in the kitchen with me again.
It's so nice to be here and buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Are lactose intolerant symptoms keeping you down? Then it's time to say goodbye dairy blues and be free, lactose free with Clover Nolac. And if you want to stand a chance to win an awesome prize, then stay tuned as we spill the lactose free milk with all the details later. But first, we whip up a delicious Clover Nolac Vegetable Frittata to show you just how versatile it is to use Clover Nolac in your cooking.
I love Clover Nolac. You know, it's so difficult to be lactose intolerant. And this is such a beautiful option for us.
I love that exactly. The fact that people feel like because I'm lactose intolerant, I can't drink milk. Well, Clover Nolac has answered your cry, and here's the option. You can actually use it in any form of cooking like we normally do.
Yeah, and it's enriched with vitamins and calcium, so it's amazing. So how are you going to make that?
So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to fry up some veggies here. It is a vegetable frittata, but you are more than welcome to add whatever spices and flavors that you'd like. I just know that we eat so much meat every day, so it is nice once in a while to just indulge in something that doesn't have too much of the meat, but it still has the protein because we're using eggs.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you want to get the recipe details, guys, just go to afternoonexpress.co.za for all the information. For our frittata today, we've got some onions, some red peppers. I've got some garlic, some sun-dried tomatoes, and I've got some spinach.
It's everything that I love. You know that I don't eat meat.
I know you love this.
And this is my dish.
This is your kind of food.
Yeah, this is, and it's like Italian. It's got that, and you can serve it as a lunch. You can serve it with a glass of wine. I always like my glass of wine.
And your wine. So to start it off, I'm just going to fry up my onions here. We want them to be nicely sweated and brown, because we just basically want them to caramelize a little bit. And then I'm also going to go in with my red peppers. So the one thing I love about this kind of dish is that because, you know, I love my savory dishes, because I like to just throw everything in.
I know. And you can use anything that's in your fridge.
Yes.
If you've got spring onions or a bit of an onion or tomatoes, whatever you've got in the fridge, gooi in. Gooi in.
And it's very similar to a quiche. It's just the difference here is that there's no base. The actual frittata itself is the meal on its own. And you could basically replace it with any other egg dish that you'd normally make. So instead of scrambled eggs or just poached eggs, you could actually replace this as your egg in the dish, your breakfast.
And you can cut it like a tart, and that's what's nice. You can even have it with a cup of tea, or as Oma kom kuier. Gogo would love this.
Exactly. And the one thing I love about the Clover Nolac range right now is that they've actually added mass to their range, meaning that even if you wanted to, you could even add the mass to this for that little bit of tanginess.
Ooh,
you know?
That is amazing.
So
and they've got a dairy snack as well.
They do, actually, and it comes in quite a range of flavors. I saw strawberry, and I thought of you because I know you love your strawberries, Mama.
And you're not a big dairy fan, I know. So I like the strawberries.
I eat them because they look cute and fancy, but that's about it. And then we're going to start with the star of the show here. I've got 3 eggs. Like I mentioned, guys, you can go to Afternoon Express for the recipe details. So I'm just going to crack in here 3 eggs, and then about a cup of Clover Nolac milk goes into this. And then just going to season it up nicely with just some salt and pepper. Because I know you and your salt, you like to make sure that its seasoning is
always
important.
season. What I like about Nolac is, well, that you can replace milk, eat with milk in any dish. So if you make milk tart or milk pup or whatever you make, you can replace the Nolac.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the versatility of it, because we're not saying to people, don't drink milk at all. We're saying, here's an option. You can actually indulge in the same dairy dishes, just without that lactose. And it's actually enriched with an enzyme called lactase that actually reduces or removes the lactose from the milk. That is why it's considered lactose free.
Breaks it down, sister. It breaks and this is breaking all the barriers. I think it's amazing.
Definitely. So now I'm going to season this, and I'm also going to season my veg here with a bit of salt and pepper. And obviously this is the point as well, where if you wanted to add more seasoning, more spices, you're more than welcome to do that here. If you wanted, I'm a huge fan of bacon, so you could also add the bacon here. Some people want to cook up their spinach. If you want to keep it fresh, that's also an option. You can do that. And then just sprinkle it on top once it's cooked. And all we want now is basically we want the the ingredients we're putting inside the frittata to be cooked because it's still going to get baked in the oven.
Yeah.
You can bake this at 190 degrees, not 180 this time.
But not for too long, I think.
Too long. So the whole idea is just to make sure the eggs are cooked and they can still be a bit wobbly in the center.
Yeah.
And the one thing I do also love about this is that I just added the baby spinach and it's already cooked and ready. So I'm going to reduce my heat because I don't want to bake the eggs over here. Actually, let me just switch it off because it's going to cook.
And what's nice about it, it's like from the oven, from the top of the stove into the oven,
Basically.
in the same pan.
In the same pan.
Yeah.
Before I do this, actually, I want to just quickly chop up some sun-dried tomatoes, which are also going to add a bit of tanginess because we've got the salt and that in there. And this is just adds a little bit of tanginess that we need to elevate this dish.
It adds a bit of richness, the sun-dried tomatoes. And if you can't buy it like that, because that's already been dehydrated, you can buy sun-dried tomatoes itself, and you can actually just hydrate them by adding a bit of water to them and leave it for about an hour or so. Nee.
Perfect. And like we said, South Africa, all that happens now is I put it into the oven to bake at 190 degrees for about 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, and then it's going to come out looking beautiful and delicious. And if you would like to get the recipe details, just head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za. All right, and that's it. It's in the oven. But I see you're busy over there. What exactly are you doing?
So I'm making just a flavoured butter. A fancy word is a compound butter. But all it's here is like really good butter, some parsley, some garlic, and some chili flakes always. And then I've just toasted the bread, any bread. You can use old bread for this, and that is what I like, or frozen bread.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on a plate, and then you just add this butter on top of it, and it's just going to be so delicious with your beautiful frittata.
Obviously, this would be more for your non-lactose intolerant friends and so forth. But if you are lactose intolerant, like we mentioned, you've got the option of using mast that you could actually make a nice cream on top and put it onto the bread as well with those same flavorings you've got over there.
Like, I'm not lactose intolerant, so I'm going to have this plus the lactose-free frittata.
And it tastes just as great, I promise you.
No.
Remember to look out for the new Nolac lactose-free mast and dairy range. And hashtag Be Free, Lactose Free. If you want to stand a chance to win cash and prizes, then listen up. Simply comment on the Afternoon Express Nolac post with which lactose symptom you are challenged with. We could be calling you next week live on the show to select a box with your symptom and an instant cash prize. T's and C's apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. And if you missed the steps on how to make this delicious Clover Nolac frittata recipe, then here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover.